Let's jump right in. Another day on the firefight. Cars and homes charred as crews continue fighting the September Lightning Complex fire from both the air and the ground, with evacuation orders and warnings still in place.
Now, those fires are burning across Tuolumne, Calaveras counties, with more than 13,000 acres burned so far. Still no containment. We
have team coverage tonight. We're going to start with your reporter Nina Burns, live in Chinese Camp in Calaveras County. We showed you the devastation live last night and just the charred remains of vehicles and homes behind you, Nina. You talked to a rancher whose house was saved, though.
We did, and we also spoke to CAL FIRE, who says they are still in active engagement as they attack these flames from the ground up to stop further devastation like you see behind me. And while many homes were lost in this fire, we spoke to that resident whose home remains standing.
My family's been in this county for 6 generations now, so yeah, we know what fire can do.
The 6.5 fire devastates the historic town of Chinese Camp, consuming thousands of acres, homes, and gold rush history.
Now, the property's been in my family for years. We just put the new house here.
Charred land sprawls for miles, ending just a few yards away from this property line.
I don't really like 100-foot defensible space. I like more of 100-yard defensible space, but you just got to do what you got to do.
The homeowner credits defensible space, the buffer zone created around structures, by removing nearby vegetation.
We've had them across the highway before, but never quite this close.
It's the first close call for him and his family, but many residents in Chinese Camp didn't meet the same fate.
Well, we were very, very blessed, and my heart and my prayers go out to the folks across the highway, even up on the end of this road, who didn't get to keep their homes.
Crediting his pre-planning as the difference between his home and ash.
CAL FIRE will do the rest. Forest Service will do the rest, but you've got to give them the chance to fight.
Now, we spoke to CAL FIRE earlier this afternoon, who says they have not seen any active flames as of late afternoon. Now they're in the mop-up phase, which means they're focusing on those hot spots and burning embers to make sure no more active flames come about.
Yeah, still some work to go. All right, Nina, thank you.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Nick Marianos. Now, I know you're talking about the winds today, Nick, but we got fewer thunderstorms today, and that's certainly good news.
Yeah, it makes a big difference out there. Yesterday, we had a lot of strong thunderstorms, frequent lightning. A lot of that lightning sparked the fires that we've been dealing with. But in terms of thunderstorm activity today, again, weaker thunderstorms, most of the activity along the higher elevations of the Sierra. We do have some activity coming in, some pockets of rainfall coming up along Lake Tahoe from Tahoe City down toward the south. Those are moving toward the east. But as you head down to the south across Tuolumne County into Groveland, very quiet out there, and with that means a lack of erratic wind movement. So just a light breeze across much of the valley right now. Winds are about 5 to 10 miles per hour and light and variable across many of our foothill communities. As a result, we're not seeing rapid fire growth across the region for today. In fact, across much of the region, we're still seeing some hot spots there. This is the hotspot detection on satellite. Red represents the most recent burn detections as the satellites pass over. Orange is a little bit older, and notice you don't see a lot of further fire growth, and a lot of that has to do with a lack of high winds and a little bit more of a stable atmosphere in around the fire area. Marley.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. All right, Nick, thank you. Let's get back out to Chinese Camp now with your reporter, Kayla Moeller.
There she is in the town of Chinese Camp. Historic town, Kayla. I know so much was lost. What can you tell us about what remains?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Well, since the people who live here can't exactly get back in here just yet, I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. So you can see behind me the post office, which is still in use today, is still standing. That looks good. But then if you walk just around this corner here, there's a lot of devastation, a lot of destruction. You can see a vehicle is a total loss. This structure over here to the right is a total loss. But I will say, if you look over here, these are birds that just started appearing. I talked to you guys about a half an hour ago, and I showed you these chickens. These chickens made it. You can see that this structure here, I'm not sure if it was a home. It totally had flames ripped through it, but they are here. They're alive. You can see some of these doves that are appearing. They're all coming into the trees, and this is something I haven't seen all day. There's been no animals, nothing. So that might be a good sign that, you know, at least the flames and the blaze might be over over because the birds are coming back and they're, kind of all congregating in this area. Someone came by and put out some bird seeds. So this is the place for the birds to be, apparently. And I'm telling you, they just started showing up in the last 10 to 20 minutes. But where I'm standing is Red Hills Road, and we are going to walk towards Main Street now. But this is what we saw earlier while walking through the neighborhood. Total destruction. It's been difficult for us to figure out what things used to be.
It's very devastating. It's sad. There's amazing buildings that are now gone. I mean, they saved the school and the house, the post office and the fire department and the store, but there might be 5 homes left. Other than that, they're all gone.
Kayla, thank you. We've lost contact with her, but thanks for the latest from that scene. There you see First Alert meteorologist Brian Schofield kind of double teaming today, Marley, with this, because Brian, you're going to talk about the air quality and the change from yesterday to today.
Well, we have to look at the smoke. I mean, it makes a big difference, too, across areas that might not be seeing the fires, but getting the effects of that smoke. Take a look at some of the hot spots, and then we'll get into it a little bit deeper. Fire weather analysis. Geez, it's pretty obvious on this chart where all the hot spots are, and that's one of those things that we're going to be watching very closely. And now notice, it might look light in some areas, but it's certainly heavier. The good news is that our big onshore flow and certainly some of those winds are pushing it away from areas like Modesto, so things are looking much more improved as we get through tomorrow. You can see some of the heavier stuff is scooted out toward the east and a little more southward. But that's not to say there's not a little bit of a danger with this haze. If you're a sensitive group out there in the yellow and even some of that green area right there, it's not perfect. The legend says good, but it's not that good. We have to really dilute this with kind of getting it in the atmosphere and circulating it and mixing it up a little bit. But there are plenty of areas out there where there are pockets of some particulate matter that you certainly won't want to breathe in. So consider that when you're out and about for tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see the weather, playing a better role, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right?
Especially after yesterday.
Yeah, great to have both of you here. Thank you, Brian. Well, we'll continue to bring you the latest on these fires and on the weather right in your area, online and on air. CBS13.com. Of course, we're always streaming on CBS News Sacramento.